Well, hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. Hey, let me tell you something. It is time to take shelter. You're like thinking, what are we talking about here? Is a hurricane coming or anything? Well, no, we're actually we're going through the 10 plagues right now in Egypt that God brought onto Egypt. The first plagues were more of a nuisance. Now we're getting into some more serious plagues, and these plagues, well, it could kill you. It was definitely going to kill plants and animals. And God gave them a warning that this plague is coming. Okay, He gave them a warning every time, but warned them and said, get your animals in, because if you don't, you're in trouble. So today's plague is about hail. Okay, and it's taken from Exodus 9 verses 13 to 21. This is just the first part of that. Tomorrow we're going to talk more specifically about the plague of hail. But today there's quite a bit of dialogue between God, Moses, and Pharaoh with this whole plague. So let's read here today. It's Exodus chapter 9, verses 13 to 21, and it's entitled, Time to Take Shelter. All right? It says this, Then the Lord said to Moses, Get up early in the morning, confront Pharaoh, and say to him, This is what the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, says. Let my people go, so that they may worship me. Or this time I will send the full force of my plagues against you, and against your officials and your people, so you may know that there is no one like me in all the earth. For by now I could have stretched out my hand and struck you and your people with a plague that would have wiped you off the earth. Okay? I'm going to stop there. God is saying the plagues are going to get harsher now. And He's saying, the plagues before, I could have wiped you out if I would have wanted to, but it was just more of a nuisance. He's not going to wipe them out this time, but He's going to, it'll definitely have an impact on the people, okay? Economically, all of a sudden, your food is wiped out, okay? And so He says, I could have wiped out everything here, but I haven't yet. Verse 16, But I have raised you up for the very purpose that I might show you my power, and that my name may be proclaimed in all the earth. What I want you to think about is this. If you say the name Egypt today, you think of several things. You think of Egyptian pyramids and the Sphinx and Pharaoh and some stuff like that. You also think of the 10 plagues of Egypt and how Egypt was like almost wiped out because of that. And that's something Egypt is known for, is having the plagues come against it. Is that something you want to be known for, is God's wrath coming against you? Not me. I don't want to be known for that. But here it was. Egypt is known to this very day for God's wrath being poured out upon Egypt. Verse 17, You still set yourself against my people, and you will not let them go. Therefore, at this time tomorrow, I will send the worst hailstorm that has ever fallen on Egypt, from the day it was founded till now. Give an order now to bring your livestock and everything you have in the field to the place of shelter, because the hail will fall on every person and animal that has not been brought in and is still out in the field, and they will die. Okay? So it's a serious hailstorm. It's not little pellets, that might cause a dent in the car. No, this is some serious stuff. I don't know exactly the size of the hailstorm, but it was enough that it was going to cause a lot of damage. And hail was not common in Egypt. Very little rain was common in Egypt, so much less the hail. So this would be a whole new thing to them, really. Verse 20, Those officials of Pharaoh who feared the word of the Lord hurried to bring their slaves and their livestock inside. But those who ignored the word of the Lord left their slaves and livestock in the field. I'm going to stop there for today. That last verse is the key thing, though. It says, Those officials of Pharaoh who feared the word of the Lord hurried to bring their slaves and their livestock inside. But those who ignored the word of the Lord left their slaves and livestock in the field. You would think by the time these plagues, this is the seventh plague, Okay? By the time this plague has come along, people would be, I know God is at work, and I know I better obey what God says. And this was a clear warning. Get your stuff taken care of. Get your stuff into shelter, because this plague is coming, and it'll wipe you out. Wipe out your animals and everything. And there's people in Egypt, and again, this plague didn't affect the Israelites at all. Okay, but there's people in Egypt that they realize this is God's work, and I'm not going to lose my cattle because I didn't listen to what God said. And they obeyed and got their stuff in, and their stuff was saved. Other people, they're like, oh, no, I don't care. And they lost, the crops and then the animals with that whole thing. So the big thing is here, when I say it's time to take shelter, God has warned us. He's warned us in the Bible what's to come. We have a choice to go to heaven or hell, and so forth. He's given us all that choice to do that, and it's all spelled out. And we can choose to ignore it, like they did here, or we can choose to obey it and go, you know what? It's time for me to take shelter. It's time for me to accept the Lord and have eternal life with God. Or you can be like these guys and no, I'll just keep on living the way I am and lose everything. So, including losing eternal life. So, think about that for today. Time to take shelter. Thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking into the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through Exodus. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.